So it's really windy out. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me. But I want to talk today about nocturnal or just sleep-related eating disorder. I've had insomnia and sleep issues all my life. Frightening, so like, somnambulance, getting up, sleepwalking, doing things that I have no memory of. It's difficult to comprehend going through. It's very difficult on the people around you. At some point I'm going to talk to my hubby and see if we can do a video together on this. But it's definitely affected our relationship too. It's very difficult for him. I've never really had a normal sleep-wake cycle. Even as a little girl, I would be up at night, entertain myself in my room because I couldn't sleep, whatever. My sleep cycle is kind of reversed. I do better at night, usually. But yeah, I have a lot of issues with not sleeping or not sleeping well. Where I'll go to sleep, but then at some point get out of bed and go somewhere and do something. And in this state, I'm usually really agitated and not thinking straight. It's like an altered state of consciousness, really. In which, if I'm confronted, I will deny being tired, or deny what's going on, or get angry that I'm being questioned. I mean, it's not a good experience. What else can I tell you? Probably the most scary example of my somnambulance, I remember one time waking up in midair and I was falling down the stairs. Thankfully, that staircase was broken by landing in the middle. And I remember just slamming down on that landing, and it was the most incredible, loud bang in the middle of the night. And I don't know how no one woke up. Thank God I was okay. But yeah, scary. But related to the somnambulance and insomnia, I also have a condition called Nocturnal Sleep-Related Eating Disorder. And there are actually two conditions that are similar. The most commonly known is the term night eating syndrome, which is more of a nocturnal binge eating disorder. And usually there's memories of it, like they know what they're doing. In nocturnal sleep-related eating disorder, you don't know what you're doing. And in many cases, don't even remember it. And that's my situation. Hi, come up. Let me help you. Oh, mommy help you. My little puggy, she still hasn't got comfortable jumping up yet. She needed a little help. But yeah, so I want to make a video about these two nocturnal eating disorders, and talk a bit about them. Mine, the Nsred, the only way I remember it is either being told that it happened or being confronted either with a mess in the kitchen or a mess on myself, or both. It is not a dignified ED at all. You're basically in this trance or, altered state where you're not conscious and going and eating and doing things. And I'm actually paradoxically horrified and grateful that I am a more manual person. Like, I'll just eat with my hands and make a huge mess, but it's actually better because people who use utensils and try and prepare food end up hurting themselves a lot. Stabbing themselves or cutting themselves or other things. Yeah, it's humiliating. But yeah, I think we need to talk more about this stuff. So I'm gonna share some facts, and then actually have some footage from this morning. And I started filming right away about what I saw and realized happened. So, okay, so facts, let's see here. This is from WebMD. Sleep-related eating disorders are characterized by abnormal eating patterns during the night. Although it is not as common as sleepwalking, nocturnal sleep-related eating disorder, NSRED, can occur during sleepwalking. That's true for me. People with this disorder eat while they are asleep. They often walk into the kitchen and prepare food without a recollection for having done so. If NSRED occurs often enough, a person can experience weight gain and increase their risk of developing type 2 diabetes. A closely related disorder known as night eating syndrome, or NES, is diagnosed when a person eats during the night with full awareness and may be unable to fall asleep again unless he or she eats. Symptoms of NES include the following and often persist for at least 2 months. Little or no appetite before breakfast. Eating more food after dinner than during the meal. Eating more than half of daily food intake after the dinner hour. Recurrent awakenings from sleep that require eating to fall back asleep. NSRED and NES differ in that people with NES eat and are conscious and aware of what they're doing. But they are similar, obviously. Both are hybrids of sleep and eating disorders. Okay, so the wind died down some, I can talk a little easier now. As far as nocturnal sleep-related ED, it is probably something that most people with a restrictive eating disorder have experienced at some point. It's sort of a physiological override, a survival impetus, a autopilot nourishment-seeking quest. Definitely, if in my more restrictive times, this will happen more often. However, it also will happen spontaneously even if you are eating appropriately. For me, my case is also complicated by the fact that I have chronic nausea. And because of that, and I have malabsorption as well. So because of these two things, it is likely life-saving that I have the sleep-related ED because I'm able to take in nourishment that I otherwise wouldn't be able to stand, literally, because of the physical distress it causes. So yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword for sure. But yeah, night eating syndrome, a lot of times the sufferers will use food as medication in a way. Like, a lot of them will tell you they can't fall asleep until they eat something. And in those cases, it's typically going for carbohydrates, sweet things, different foods, typically that are not good for you, the stuff that we all crave, right? So, yeah. Hey guys, okay. I think that, images are worth, what is that saying? A picture's worth 1,000 words. I want to talk about night eating syndrome. And, this is something I suffer from. And let me just take you into my world. If it's happened, the evidence is everywhere. I have no memory of it, usually. If my hubby wakes up first, sometimes he'll clean it up just to help, I guess. But I'm the first one up today, and so I'm just going to walk you through what I see and what memories come back. This is how it is. First of all, let me just show you my hand. You can see it's got colors on it, right? Green and red, and I think that's actually a bruise, but the blue and stuff, right? Okay, like evidence, right? Night eating syndrome's ugly. It's not you get out a bowl and a knife and a fork and sit down for a meal, okay? It's this primal need to nourish is basically the deal. And there's no manners in night eating syndrome. So yeah. By the way, my swollen eyes and everything, that's actually from heart failure. It's not from that. So I just want to clarify, like, why I look like dog shit right now. Okay, so, last night we ordered Indian, and before we all went up, we put stuff away. You know. Well, this morning I find my bindi open with the lid over there. Okay. And I already cleaned up the spill because we have pets. But it's like I missed a little bit of cilantro, but there was a big, handful, whatever, of it, shit down here. Yeah. So here's the lid for some reason, all the way over here. Poppadoms that were packed up have been opened, and yeah. What else? Oh, yes. These graham crackers don't even belong to me. I'm so fucking, embarrassed right now. So yeah, I have some explaining to do on that front when everyone else wakes up. Here's the reason my fingers were colored. Hubby's cereal. Let's see what else. This actually isn't that bad. Typically I'll make even a bigger mess. Pantry doors open, lights on. Okay. Yeah. It's not fucking cool. And it's real. So yeah, like I said, pictures are 1,000 words, right? I'm all about being real about EDs and talking about the truth and showing it too, so there you go. Oh yeah, and so I come outside, right, which is I usually do. This garlic naan, I don't know when this came out. More poppadom. Yeah, it's humiliating and it's horrible, and I wanted to talk about it. So I'm gonna clean up my embarrassment now. But if you have any questions, let's talk, guys. I'm about being real, obviously, I don't shy away from the shit people don't want to talk about. So, yeah. Thankfully, I'm usually a manual eater. There have been times where I've tried preparing food with a knife, falling asleep. I mean, it's scary. Or excuse me, I'm already asleep. I'm just in a weird sleep. And the worst thing for me, I have so many different facets of my sleep disorder. The worst thing for me is the agitation and the way that I respond to people in that state. I very rarely remember things. People can tell me things and it seems like I'm totally there and I'm not. People can confront me about night eating and or needing to go to bed, because I'll be up sleepwalking, whatever. And I will get so angry and it's just horrible. It's horrible. And it's humiliating, and it's a stressor for anyone around you. And anyway, I just wanted to raise awareness on this subject a bit, and so yeah, that's what this video is about. But if you have any questions, or if you guys want some resources to look into this more, let me know. I'm here, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love and be well. Bye, guys.